Hello again, everyone. This is Chris Shear, and it's Robert Harding, and this is the Citizen Sports Weekly for May 23rd, 2014.
Very nice, Chris.
Thank you. This is like an extra special edition of the Citizen Sports Weekly.
Fun with realignment.
Fun with realignment. We talked about this last week. We decided we're going to realign baseball. Baseball is broken, okay? You got 16 teams in one league. I'm sorry, you got 15 teams in each league. It used to be 16, 14. Now it's 15 in each. You have every league play every single day now. It's a joke. It's horrible. Let's realign baseball. Let's fix this mess and make it better. So Robert and I spent the entire week, well, I spent maybe a day. No, I spent about maybe 30 minutes.
Maybe 10.
Coming up with some ideas, and I think we got some decent ideas here for realigning baseball. So Robert and I, originally we were going to draw maps, but we figured it wouldn't probably translate too well on the video. So we're actually going to just list the divisions and see what you folks think of them. And we had some fun with this. I think this was enjoyable. So you want to start off, Robert? Or you go, whatever you want to do. You can start off if you want.
Well, let's alternate. Why don't we start with our, how many divisions you got?
I've got 3 divisions in each league.
Well, that's fair.
So 5 teams in each division.
Yeah.
So 3 divisions. But I'm getting a little different here. What I'm going to do is,
you got division, names, right?
I got names for these divisions. First, we have the American League Mid-Atlantic Division. Wow. Okay, I like this. This is all geography. This is getting a map and just see where the cities are and then drawing a big circle. So
flashy.
So, anyways, first we've got Boston, the Red Sox.
Okay.
All right. Let's hope this marker holds up here. Then you got to have the Yankees. You got to have you can't break up the Yankees and Red Sox rivalry, okay? But then we're going to put the Mets in there too, because everybody loves the Subway Series, although I think it's overplayed. But if you have in the same division, then you really can't complain, okay? Then to get interesting, we're going to add Philadelphia, okay? Because obviously the Mets and the Phillies have a good rivalry, and I think the Yankees and I think the Red Sox would have a good rivalry with Philadelphia. It's a good one. Then, to keep it in the Keystone State, we're going to throw in the Pirates.
Ooh. Wow.
So that's a little bit different. That's my Mid-Atlantic division for the American League.
Well, my division, to kick things off in the AL, I'm sticking with the traditional East, Central, West theme here. I didn't get fancy like you, naming new divisions and stuff. But we'll get it started similar to you, Chris. I actually have Boston, the Yankees, the Mets, and Phillies in this division. Okay. So I'll put these up here. But my fifth choice, my fifth entry in the division, I should say, isn't Pittsburgh. It's the Toronto Blue Jays. Thought I'd keep them in there.
That's fine.
Keep kind of the theme of the AL East anyway, but mix in a couple new teams.
There are no wrong answers here, folks. These are just strictly our opinions. They're not the opinions of the Citizen or AuburnPub.com or Lee Enterprises, so don't complain to them, okay? Complain to us. These are our own opinions.
But yeah, that wraps up my AL East.
All right, I got to write a little smaller. I'm going to run out of room here. So
yeah, right.
All right, so that's my Mid-Atlantic division. Now I have what I call the Great Lakes division.
Oh, now he's getting fancy.
See, I love this, man. I could have picked like old baseball players, like the NHL used to have, like the Campbell Conference, the Prince of Wales, the Patrick division, the Norris division, that stuff. But I like the geographical names though. So my next one is the Great Lakes division, and of course we'll have the Blue Jays. I think that's a must since they're right on Lake Ontario. Yeah. Then we'll put the Tigers, Detroit, okay, and then the Indians. Nice close by there. Then we'll keep it in the Buckeye State with the Reds, Cincinnati. And then finally, we're going to break up the city of Chicago. We're going to put the White Sox in there because they're a traditional American League team. So we're going to have Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Detroit, and Toronto for our Great Lakes division.
Wow, we have some similarities here too. In the AL Central division.
Yes.
I have Detroit as well, Cleveland of course, the White Sox. I also plug Cincinnati into my division here. I think that makes sense. I think with Cleveland.
Yeah, I think a Cincinnati-Cleveland rivalry would be great.
Intrastate rivalry, and this is where I put Pittsburgh. I think the proximity the proximity to Cleveland, Detroit, Cincinnati. I think this can work.
Yeah, Pittsburgh could really go in either. You could actually switch out Pittsburgh and Toronto very easily for these 2 divisions here. the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic and the Great Lakes. It's almost like the Little League Baseball World Series, you know. You have the regions and everything, you know. But I think you could easily swap out Toronto and Pitt for each other. But I like to keep Pittsburgh and Philadelphia together. I think that's an old rivalry. And I think Toronto, Detroit's always pretty good too. So, all right, my last American League division, I guess I'm going to have to cheat and put it up here, is what I call the Southwest Division. This is where we go
Hot and spicy,
to the
ladies
west,
and
yeah.
gents.
So we have Texas, Houston, hello, with apologies to Keith Olbermann and Larry King. And then we go Arizona
Nice.
for a true Southwest kick. And then the Padres,
Okay.
am I right? We're going to move the Padres. And then finally the Los Angeles Angels, since they're a traditional American League team. And we'll put the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles, whatever stupid name they have, because the owner wants to piggyback on LA when he's in Orange County, not Los Angeles County. But we're going to put them in there too. So Texas, Houston, Arizona, San Diego, and Los Angeles, your Southwest division of the American League.
Well, you know what? We're pretty close here because in my AL West, I have Texas, Houston, Arizona, the Padres, but this is where I plugged in the Rockies
Okay.
instead of the LA Angels. Just tying in
Yeah.
kind of what you were thinking, I think, with the Southwest. I figured,
Yep.
Colorado's,
Well, it's funny. I have an alternative. I did two of them.
Uh-oh.
And I have the second one. And the second one that I did that I'm not using has Dallas, Houston, Arizona, Colorado, and Seattle. And I had an all California division. Would have been
Wow.
the Golden State division there. Because there are 5 teams in the Golden State. But the distance between Houston and Seattle, I thought, was too great. And I figured, someone's going to get the shaft here, So I decided to go with this one that I have up here. So.
Well, there we go.
All right. So now we're going to go to what we call the National League. My first division is called the Southeast Division. Okay? We're going to put the Washington Nationals in there, or DC. We're going to stick the Orioles in there because you're going to have the Beltway series and everything. I like that. Okay? Then we're going to go Atlanta,
Okay.
and then the 2 Florida teams, Tampa Bay and Miami. So we got an all Southeast Division. I mean, technically, Baltimore is south of the Mason-Dixon line. It is part of the South, but I know Maryland's more Mid-Atlantic state. But I figured DC, Baltimore, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and Miami would be a good division.
I agree with you because that's my NL East.
Wow, there we go. Perfect.
That's exactly what I had for the same reason. I think, adding Baltimore with Washington gives you that regional rivalry. Then of course you have Atlanta. You're really putting these teams together, and then the 2 Florida teams. I think again regional rivalry, interstate. As much as we can do that, I think it works.
Yeah.
So what'd you have for the next one, Chris?
Well, this is what I call the Midwest Division. And in this one, I've got the Milwaukee Brewers, the Minnesota Twins, good, even though it's, the Midwest, but the upper Midwest, the Kansas City Royals, and then the old rivalry between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs.
Wow.
So I think you got to keep some rivalries. You have to keep alive while you're creating new ones. But I really like this division. I think this is a great. I mean, the travel time for. I think if you're a fan of these teams, you could drive a lot of these road games.
Oh, yeah.
The Cubs and Milwaukee are only about an hour apart, and it's probably a few hours from Milwaukee to Minneapolis, St. Paul, but. But then you got Kansas City and St. Louis together, the 2 Missouri teams there. And then you keep the classic Chicago-St. Louis rivalry alive. So I kind of like that. So
I liked it too because guess what?
you got the same
deal.
one. Wow.
Scary
folks.
I went to Cubs Cardinals games
Yeah.
back when McGuire was out at
Yeah.
that time, but Sosa was playing, and
Yeah.
there's nothing like
Yeah.
those games at Wrigley.
Yeah.
You got to keep those going, but adding the Brewers, Twins, Royals into the division.
Yeah.
I think you have a potential of building some great rivalries here.
So does that mean we have the exact same West Division too?
I don't know.
It might
Could be.
See, this is why you do well in geography in school, kids. Okay, this is why you pay attention, and you know where the states are and the cities are and everything. So if you ever have to do a sports league realignment. This is why you need to know geography. All right. So we've got one more division to go. This is what I call the West Division, and we've got the Dodgers, of course, and we've got the Giants, because you cannot break those. Those are the two oldest rivals in baseball, dating back to their days in Brooklyn and New York. So you can't break them apart. So we got LA, San Francisco, and then we've got Colorado here. Oh, that's right. You different. You got Colorado there. Okay. And then I've got Oakland. So we've got the Bay Series too, and then you got to put Seattle someplace. So. And Seattle there. So I've got the Dodgers, the Giants, the Rockies, the Athletics, and the Mariners, and all Pacific Coast, although obviously the Denvers and the Rocky Mountains, but all really West Coast conference there, or division, I should say. So
yeah,
I like all. I mean, really, none of these are bad. I think all of these would work very well. All of them.
Yeah. Our only difference here, you had Colorado. This is where I plugged in the Angels because. You give obviously the Dodgers and Giants have that, long time rivalry, but by adding the Angels here, you also have the crosstown.
Oh yeah, you got the the freeway series. Now again, one thing that I thought of is if you're gonna do this, one thing that you should do is you play each team in your division, the 4 teams, two series, home and home. You know what I mean? And then you play everybody else at least one series for the rest of the season. And it could be 3 games, it could be 4 games. There may not be home and home, I don't think there would be. But you play every single team in the majors every year. And that way, you still get to keep LA and the 2 LA teams playing against each other. So that still happens. But it's more balanced, I just think it's better that way. So, I mean, that's, like I said, you can really do a lot of different things if you're going to realign baseball. Maybe someday we'll do football too, we'll do the NFL, that'd be kind of fun, I can't do hockey. Of course, hockey just did a realignment.
Yeah,
so I think
they don't need it. Yeah,
and I think the NBA actually is pretty good. I like the NBA. I don't think they need to realign either. So
they just changed with them.
We'll do the NFL. Well, when Vancouver moved to Memphis a few years ago, they had to do some things. So, but anyways, that's what we did. I think this was fun. I mean, this, like I said, was, not like Fun with Flags with Sheldon Cooper on Big Bang Theory, but this is our fun with
not the same ratings either.
Fun with baseball. Yeah, not even close. Hi, Mom. So that's what we did for realignment for baseball. And we thought like it's a little fun, not like a lot of big sports topics this week we could be talking about, but we figure this was kind of fun. So anyways, anything else you want to add, Robert?
No.
All right, folks. We're going to wrap it up. And again, thanks for watching. And please, if you like the video, tell your friends about it. And we'll see you next week. Take care.